This is day 1491 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. During your Adeh Simon Resh Pei Vav, Sif Aleph to Zayin. Resh Pei Vav. Ezu batim Misharim Shechayavos Be'mezuzah. Which houses and which gates were we are required to have mezuzahs. These are the places which are required to have mezuzah. Echad Shari Batim, gates of houses, chatzeros and courtyards, Shari Medinos, and gates of districts. Eretz Hagar, such as evidently Hungary. Shemukeva Sarim Yarim Eretzim El Derech Sharim. That it's surrounded by mountains and forests, and you can only leave it through gates. It's Rashi Yuma Dafir Aleph. But I don't recall if he actually speaks about Eretz Hagar. I think it's Hagar's hungry. Shari Rayas Kmobis Mana Kadmon, and anyway, that's the Shari Medinos. That's a district, right? Even a country, which they only leave through gates. Maybe it is Rashi and Yuma Dafir Aleph. Let's see. Yeah, it is Rashi and Yuma. You know what? So it's obviously not talking about Hungary. It's about some other country. Okay? Eretz Hagar was. Back to the Arukh HaShulchan. Sharia Yoros and the gates of the cities, like in ancient times, that the Jews had special streets. And these streets have gates. Nowadays, we don't have cities which are unique to us. Also, the openings of houses and courtyards, specifically those which are uniquely designated for Jews. Even there are many Jews living there. House owned in partnership is Chayav Mezuzah. Bais, but a house, Klomer Cheder, it's even a room, which Jews and non-Jews live together. Patim Mezuzah, it's exempt from Mezuzah, Fish Masabasa Rabbeinu Ramah, B'Sipav, Moshe Spar, based in Psak Ramah, as shall be explained. In brackets, he says, prisons which are run by the government are pater from Mezuzah. So I guess in Otisville they don't have Mezuzahs. Base. Rabbeinu Ramah. This language of Ramah V'dafka Shebes HaShuktim Yisraelim, when the house of the partners is Jews. Avo Bayis. Getting back to Aleph, I'm assuming if it doesn't apply in Eretz Yisrael. In Eretz Yisrael, where the country which runs the presence of Jewish, they probably do have mezuzahs. Beis Elshon Rabbeinu Ramah V'dafka Shebes HaShuktim Yisraelim is specifically where the house of the partners. The house is partners of Jews. A house belongs partnership to Jews and non-Jews. Example from Mezuzah. So to courtyards or yoros or cities, where some of the people living there are non-Jews. Example from Mezuzah. Utmiyanim astonished he passes his way aloha. The Hene Mesh came post Mordechai. Truly Mordechai passes his way. So apparently Nei Dehen Ayin Sham. Avarasha Bechulin. Rasha Bechulin Daf Kuf Lavav. Because of Chaim Mezuzah. Right, so we see that the gates of Shutfus or Chaim Mezuzah. V'chein passer Rabbeinu Beis Yosef. Sivra Gadol Bedek Habayis. There's a passed away in the Bedek Habayis part of the Beis Yosef, which is his later glasses. V'chein passer Kamar Shab Yam Shlem Bechulin Perak Reish Zagez. Accordingly, versus what the Shah says there, the base of the house of partners is Chayav Mezuzah. In order that your life should extend. Lashon Rabim Yemechem, your boo Yemechem, which is plural. And ask Beischo Lamali. So it says Beischo, which sounds like your specific house individual. The derech yamin means on the right side going in. V'lama loka because I'll say derech bioscha as you come in. V'lama loka marlim yutish l'fusakum. But why they not preclude the instead of precluding saying that it's the derech yamin, just say it's for. It has to be your house and not shut v'sakum. Like it says there in several previous drushes. That's the question. Must be a house of shutfus, even the non-Jew is Chayav Mezuzah. Because and all the words of the Mordechai were rejected by the Yom Shlomo in a well-argued manner. Therefore, teaches me the halacha came and show suffix Torah. This is suffix the rights of Chatzah Shetoim Sham Yisraelim Akum. If it's according which Jews and non-Jews live together, Chaim who's Chatzah Mezuzah, Chatzah is liable. The courtyard must have Mezuzah. Im lo shakum einam menichim, unless the non-Jews do not allow this Okrim Masah and they uproot it. There's one of the term given for why the tourist Pesach of a city does not have a Mezuzah because they're afraid we're afraid they're just going to be desecrated. But with our own eyes, I saw sheheim menichim likva mezuzah. They do allow mezuzahs to be put up. Ve'ena makpidim. They're not opposed to it. The brackets, he says, and therefore you have to do it. Brackets, he says, very longish brackets here. Ve'elavush v'ataz tivkon them beis kosu t'shutvus israbu milaman yirbu. It said Shutfus is required to have mezuzah because of man yirbu, which is plural. V'zel shayach v'zel divrei Mordechai. This is not relevant to words of the Mordechai. I'm not sure what that means. Whatever they wrote is astonishing. Now Shlomo says Shach also complains of this because he also writes that because part of the house belongs to a non-Jew. And Yisrael does not have a whole house. That's why it's not Beis Secha. Mordechai is also to Mordechai. That's from Goyim, from Nigei Bati, Kavur V'Yam Shushlem, comes to Zedacha. He also rejects this, Ayin Shom. Achatam Hashem Shkos HaShab, the second reason which Shach wrote, Mishum Sakana, because of danger. Shalom Marshi Yisrael Yisrael Shavin, that Yisrael the non-Jew should not say that Yisrael is doing sorcery. Fighting Milsab Shita, that's obviously true. If the non-Jew doesn't allow, Maya say Yisrael, what is a Jew going to do? I have a man who in the Shemanichim, but our day and age, we say they do allow it. By a house, this halacha is not so relevant nowadays, because meaning in a room, because they don't usually bunk together in the same room, the Jew and the non-Jew. But a chutz is very relevant. But you have to put a mezuzah in a house, in a yard where Yisrael and non-Jews live. And that's the way it should possible. Unless the non-Jew does not permit it. Gimel, Beis Isha, Beis Shut in the house of a woman, the house of partners. Chaim Mezuzah, Leibel Mezuzah, Sharei Gam Anashcha Mezuzah. Women also require to put mezuzahs. Kamoshes Baris from Reit Tzadik Aleph, as we shall see. Virel, it seems to me that Filu Chedai Miuchel Lektanim Levadam, even a room which is designated for your children, minors. Chaim Mezuzah required them mezuzah. Shvei Shchiv L'Chadchel Mitzvah Zu. There's an obligation to educate them in this mitzvah. Kamoshes Gosab Neshama, as we see there, I guess in Reit Tzadik Aleph. Yesh Stapek, it's unclear. Sheisom Machzir Beisom Misholsim. When he saw his employees in his household workers, servants, She'enim Yehudim, which are not Jews, and he designates for them their own unique room. That room he has to have mezuzah. But near the Chayiv, thinks that it's Chayiv. It's the Jewish dwelling for his servants. It's not like renting your house out to a non-Jew. The part who is exempt because this is the obligation of the person who lives there. That's not called the dwelling of a Jew. The rental during the time it's in effect is it's like a sale for several matters. A year with the non-Jewish servants living in the house, it's really a Jewish dwelling place. And therefore also the room which is specifically used by minors, because it's part of the dira of the parents. The bracket says here the bias. Hashem reminds at the same time it says house. It's what we call a cheder, a room. You know, it says house, it means room. That's Lashon Chazal. Each room is called a house unto itself. It's not just in the house where you live and need. In other words, you and your members of your household eat and drink and sleep. You mean you just use it for some other usage or limited usage. It's liable to have a mezuzah. Your warehouses where you keep your animal fodder, your hay, or your tevin is what's it again? Hay and the word is I got the word. No, it's hay, not straw. It is hay. Besa bakar, and your place where your stable, where you have your cattle. Besa eitzim, and your woodstock. Refes bakar. Well, Besa bakar. Besa bakar and refes bakar is. I guess they're just constructed differently. Filulin, chicken coops, v'cheder, and a room, umarteif, or a cellar. Shemachasham osasam shem, where you have your stockpiles of oil or wine. V'shar mini peiros, or other types of fruit, or means chayra, or types of merchandise. Or chay mezuzah, or required mezuzah. Ra'il is the evidence of this. Sharei ha'torah, chiva shar mezuzah, the Torah required a gate mezuzah. Shem, shar rak b'chotzer v'chovayir. And the name gate only applies to a courtyard or the street of the city. The basically Pesach, because the opening of the house is called a Pesach, not a Shar. Kavur Reish Erevin, like it's made clear, we have Erevin. Well, in a Chotzer or a Chov, right, a courtyard or a street, people don't actually dwell there. They walk around there. So that's Chayav. So other places where you have actual usages. I feel any time you may not use them directly yourself, but only through your servants. Einam Yehudim were not Jews. Become going to Chosei. Nevertheless, Chalei Shem Dira. Chayav Mezuzah is required to Mezuzah. Beis Asurim Chayav Bim Mezuzah. Oh, here it says explicitly. Beis Asurim Chayav Mezuzah. Prison is Chayav Mezuzah. So only at the end of Sifar, where it says Bate Asurim is proven. Memshala. Mezuzah is only when it is in Chutz La'aretz. Okay. The Dafka Dira is covered. It's specifically a place where you dwell in honor. At least it's not one of degradation, shaltinuf, and of repugnance. How shall be zayin or shaltinuf? If it's degraded or disgusting, pot it's exempt from this. Therefore, a bathroom or a bath house. It's like the rich people have a room for bathing. Those where they have bathtubs. Beis Aburski, a tanning house, Beis Atfila, and a mikveh, or a potter exempt from mezuzah. They're not made for an honored dwelling. And it's not the honor of heaven for a mezuzah to be there. We should ask, why do we need this reason? I came to Malcolm and since we repugnant place, the Malcolm ever, a place where people are naked, stop me now, let's put a holy place, the holy thing there, and mezuzah is the holy thing. The Yeshua, I can say, the Imishum said, if on that account, there would be a permissibility by covering it. The Chassid to cover the like to go into with an amulet, the secret kodesh, the base hakisei, and with holy books into a bathroom, as long as they're properly covered. From mezuzah, especially mezuzah shapiro of korchin, b'nior b'barzel or b'eitz, you wrap them in paper or in metal or in wood. Usually nowadays it's plastic covering inside another covering. But ain't isser mitam zeh, so there shouldn't be any isser on that account of being a place of erva. That's why you need to come out to reason. It's not an honored dwelling. The Torah does not obligate you to have a mezuzah there. The Beis Shar has to be bias. The Shar has to be like a house and a gate, which are a manner of honor. Patur, it's not just that it's patur, they're exempt from mezuzah. Do it, you also has also mezuzah. You're also not allowed to have mezuzah. But in these places, covered shamayim, it's degrading the honor of heaven. Right, it says, Ein Shach, Sifkon Rav, Zel Kavanos, is what it means to say, V'duk. Vav, da, you should know, the times that lo nahagnu mi'elam la'asos mezuzah reves bakar. We never made a mezuzah for a cattle stable. Asher was a mezuzah, even though technically speaking, it is liable to have mezuzah. Kon kom zel b'yameim, no, that was during in their time. Shemekom kom ma'isa reves nekiah, that the stables were clean. Ba'azela ein amunach sham. The fertilizer, the manure is not there. Well, it's man around for a long time. Like you have in great big cities today. And we come to say about in our place, that the odor is rancid there. I guess also the animals attend their needs there. No, it sounds like human beings also. It's like a bathroom. It's prohibited to make a mezuzah there. Uvulin chicken coop shemasikim shem tiny gum which you have hens. Suchim rosim azul my arbesham. You got to check as to how disgusting they are as well. Chayav mezuzah imay mecheder chayim mezuzah. Then if the case of chayim mezuzah, if they're in a room which is chayim mezuzah, avol sheyesham zuam arbeiv is very disgusting there. And less shum mezuzah make mezuzah in your chicken coop. Brackets says I trust you with a base tasi with avi mem lona fisha zuma berefes. Evidently there was not so much pollution in the cattle stables. Mashenkim is my name, the barns would say. Shem is supposed to are they in age? Which goes over the shuba b'shem yad katana. Zayim times over it says human the gam base for eitzim stockpile for wood, the tavern stockpile for straw, for hay. And other stockpiles. If women bathe there, and they're naked, tourists mean the term mezuzah, they're exempt from mezuzah. Since they stand there naked, it's not the honor of heaven. They just adorn themselves there with makeup. Then the chayav mezuzah. The Torah did not mention this differentiation between getting dressed and putting on their makeup. Perhaps because it's obvious. The Kamish Shagosu Durak Reichtos Patur says they have to bathe there, their potter. Shema Mimel Shmainov, this you can infer the Miskashos Chayovas. That if they're putting on their makeup there, then they're Chayav. Really, it's not just men, women, who are the Anoshim, it's also men. They wash off their naked potter. Chatayim was the same reason. Come on, obviously, Rak Mishum, the Rak Derech Noshim, Darkon Berchitza Bekishut. Only women, I guess, bathe back then and adorn themselves. That's why they mentioned it in the Gemara Poskim. That way, who are the Noshim, but the same true applies for men who use it as a dressing room.